and welcome to Politely Rude with Abby Johnson. And I am so excited that you joined us yet again for another week. And I am with you from my home office here in Austin, Texas on a very, very dreary, wet day, unfortunately, but praise God for the rain. And I have to say, I'm here with one of my favorite people of all times, and someone who has been just a great spiritual guide to me and a good friend to me, and someone who I have to say I have known for many years. I have to say I've known him even when I was at Planned Parenthood. He was someone that I watched, and I watched on TV. And I followed his work even when I was at Planned Parenthood. And I want to start out our interview by telling everyone a story. So when I was at Planned Parenthood, I tell people, when I worked at Planned Parenthood, I was really a student of the pro-life movement, because part of what I had to do was, or what I felt like I had to do, was really watch the pro-life movement and see what they were saying and what they were doing. And, what were those pesky pro-lifers, what were their talking points and all this stuff. And so what were they saying about us, about abortion supporters and abortion clinic workers and all this. And so every week I watched a show that came on EWTN, and that was back when we had TiVo. And so I used to TiVo it. And it was called Defending Life. And it was on EWTN, and Father Frank Pavone was the host, and he was on the show with Janet Morana. And I used to watch this. I used to TiVo it. I would watch the recording every week. And one day, I guess I was sort of a fan of the show, you could say. I was a active viewer. So, and he had this mailbag section of the show, if I remember correctly, and he would open mail and answer questions and things like that. So one day I'm in the clinic, I'm at Planned Parenthood, and we had, CCTV. We had these cameras all around the clinic, because pro-lifers are so scary. So we had these cameras everywhere. And I just happened to look up on the camera, and I see these people walking out. I see it was sort of a small crowd of people sort of walking out, and I'm looking up on the camera, and I said, oh my gosh. I said to the woman who was sitting by the camera, I said, zoom in that camera. And she zoomed in the camera, and I said, oh my gosh. I said, that is Father Frank Pavone. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, that is so cool. He's out in front of our clinic. And so this woman who was there, she was actually a Catholic and practicing Catholic. Unfortunately, her priest never confronted her about what she was doing every week in the abortion clinic. But so she knew who he was too. And she looked at me and she said, how do you know who Father Frank Pavone is? And I said, well, I watch his show every week. And I said, oh my gosh, I said, you think it would be weird if I went out there and said hi? I watch him all the time. And, everybody was like, no, you cannot go out there and say hi. You cannot go to the other side of the fence and say hi. Anyway, so then fast forward, it wasn't that long after, maybe just a couple years later, I end up leaving the clinic, and one of the first people I met in the pro-life movement was Father Frank Pavone. And we have sort of been on this journey, my journey out of the clinic and coming into the Catholic Church. And Father Frank is actually my oldest son, his godfather. And so I'm just really